Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. I have another Marine ECM testing video, this time in a 200 horsepower EFI computer. This is coming from Bloxham, Virginia. JB Marines. Joe, this is your computer. Again, this is 2002, I think. Let me see the computer. Well, at least the date on the computer is 10/03/2002, and that is a PCMBE0101. His concerns: no start, no fuel, engine well, start and run briefly with carburetor cleaner spray into the throttle on the throttle body, but no injector pulse. Um, I did have a problem at first, and it's because the oil counting on the oil pump wasn't connected here. Right now, I got absolutely no faults. As you can see, I got the computer running. Those are injectors two, no injectors 2 and 6. You will see that on your notes right there. One of the EST signals and then RPM, so we can see that indeed the boat is running, or the computer is running. I'm going to put a sync, not a sync, a zoom, so we can see that. What else? Available power might be also very important, so you can see that I'm running at RPM with 100% power. If I go, this sometimes happens when I'm select bits. This is Diacom, not the computer. You will see on the scope that that is indeed running. That is just when I select the pits like that. For some reason, it's just an older computer. When I'm moving things too much around, it loses the communication with Diacom, but not the computer. At least not so far. If I go a little slow for the software to actually pick up, because remember, this is communicating back and forth. But yeah, so far it's running. Again, we have injection in EST, so you saw that when that happened, didn't really nothing affect the running of the engine. Um, so I gotta just open. I want to open the computer, make sure no drivers are burnt, because in this one the oil pump driver is working good. I'm going to raise the RPM so we can see that. You'll see on the injections and everything they start to get more and more on the screen on the oscilloscope on the right side. Gonna go around 3600, 3700 RPM. Let me raise the throttle position accordingly. But as you can see, the available power is still 100%. The computer runs no problem. I have the 5-volt reference. This just turned off because of time. I've been running it for probably an hour, 30 minutes, or between 30 minutes to an hour. Um, but yeah, I can go back down to idle. The only fault that I'm getting is knock sensor 2. I think as I have it unplugged, I'm trying to make sure that the actual data in the computer itself, the logic is intact. All the pits tell me to believe, or make me believe that it is indeed all good. I'm going to close this, deselect the zoom, because all numbers are good. Sometimes, or most of the times, when we have a problem with the logic of the computer, we start getting 15,000 Fahrenheit and stuff like that, which is not correct. As you can see, we have no faults. Reset that and read the full codes. Yeah, that was when we lost the communication. Again, Diacom. But as you can see, we got no fault codes. All injector drivers are working. We can see the injectors milliseconds in there. So this is again a little we got the main power relay, which in this setup, the fuel pump runs with the main power relay as well. I'm going to double check the wire diagram to make sure that I'm not missing anything, but yeah, I want to open the computer, make sure that we got no water intrusion or anything damaged. I'm going to keep it running to see if by any chance it quits, but right now it's working good. Going into the history, and this is what I want to show you. I have not erased anything, so we are still have all the history faults, and some might have changed due to running now. So let me actually open the one in the file, because that's what I usually do. And with these computers, before I run the computer or anything, I want to make sure that I am recording, save a file for what faults were in history. So the computer has very low hours on it. Not sure if somebody erased the history in hours, but it has only 84. Uh, the 84 will never be able to be erased unless somebody put a calibration. The total hours will not be able to erase. So the rest of the RPM history can be erased and the faults can be erased, but not the total hours unless somebody put a calibration. Um, Low oil strategy. So this is a problem. Based on the system you have in here, if the reservoir for the oil is not reporting, it will open a circuit and it will not allow injectors to work. So that is one thing that is in the back of my mind to make sure that we are not having a problem like that. All right, so let me go back to the hours. So we have 84:38, 84:38. So this is either just before it came here because, and I think it is because it shows us in neutral and cranking, and I always have my switches on gear. Like that, I know when it's mine, and I know that you cannot start in gear. I can because it's a simulation again. But yeah, these happen crankings. I don't like the voltage, as you can see. When the voltage can go that low, let me zoom in a little more here. We got 8.2 volts. This is at the limit of damaging the computer information, and this can create problems as the one you have. So again, I'm going to open the computer, check it inside, and make sure that nothing is abnormal or anything that I can see that might need to be corrected, and then I give you a recommendation. Again, reservoir oil low. This is major problem because this will create a stall. Reservoir low, it will not let you fire up the computer. It's like a protection so it doesn't damage the engine. But yeah, I don't like the voltage on that fault that we got before in there. This is a stall, so not a cranking. This is a stall. Because you know, a good cranking voltage is no less than 9.6. Actually, for my case in boats, anything that I see below 10.5 volts is no good. So charge the battery, clean the contacts on the engine grounds and everything. Make sure the battery connections are nice and clean, because otherwise that will start corrupting the information in the computer and creating problems. And this is for all that has this type of boats and engines. All right, going into the next flow. Again, we have another one, oil level circuit high. Um, this might have been mine because you see it was in gear. I didn't have it connected and it shows as high. But this is the oil level. So I connected it and now it's running good. In gear, this most likely will be mine, especially for the temperature. You see the coolant temperature in here. I don't touch those, so I know which ones are mine and which ones are not. Like these ones are definitely not mine. I never had the computer at 78 degrees, so I know the sea temperature is either maybe not connected, and that will not really create any problems. Um, 12.7 volts after a stall is a very weak battery. Horn output after a stall, 12.3 volts, very weak battery. We might have a problem with your battery or your charging system. I did see in a few of the faults the voltage being of 13 and 11, which is okay. I like to see that around 13.8 with the engine running. This is after a stall, so this might look like a good charging system, and it's just a weak battery that is not keeping the charge. But again, those are tests that you're gonna have to do in the boat. I can definitely do those in here. All right, so let me open the computer and see what I can see, and then I give you some recommendations. I'll be right back. All right, guys, another thing that I want to add. All right, I still got the computer connected, everything from JB Marine. I'm going to reconnect the software here. I don't need the oscilloscope for this, so we can see that indeed everything is here. I got, sorry, I always look at the screen and I'm not showing. We got 100% power. I'm going to run the computer. So just give me 1 second and we will see the computer running. All right, so we have, again, the computer running right there, 670, 600, sorry, 58. I'm going to, we got everything, and you can see the injectors and coils and everything working. So I'm going to just turn the engine off, because this is one important thing to do for the test that I want to show. So with Diacom, we can go over to test. This will stop the communication because it's going now into diagnostic test mode. So if I try to, because this is a generic, kind of like a screen of tests that can be on different computers. So we have all those tabs in there, right? So not all will apply to the computer, but if it doesn't apply, it will tell me. Let's say, if I try to do the fuel pump relay, test not available on this ECM based on this calibration. Again, this fuel pump is active with the main power relay. And that's what I was like, checking the wiring diagram, and this is the way it is. So if the main power relay is not coming on, we have a problem on the harness on the boat or something. Because um, again, this is a test, and you will see right here, main power on and on, main power relay on and off, on and off. So that is in full control. Obviously, when the computer runs, because the computer is the one that has to ground itself, also the main power relay. So um, like right there, when I turn this on, the first time the main power relay will come on, and then it will go off until it sees RPM or is allowed to start. Because if we have a reservoir switch sensor shorted or not or open or something, the computer will not allow the engine to run and to protect itself. Do we have oil? No. Okay, then you're not allowed to start. But otherwise, okay, I lost communication. Obviously, I turned that off. So let me reconnect, and let me, uh, again, I'm going to start a computer, and we can see RPM in there. We can see injectors and everything working as it's supposed to. And then when the computer runs, we got the main power relay on as normal, and it's running good. I don't see anything wrong with this computer. I was about to open the computer, but I rather not touch. It's a very new computer as far as ours. So I'm going to talk to Joe and see exactly what he has in there before I break the seal of the original seal, because this is a very good silicone that they use on the factory. This PCMB 0101 are not really prone to get water intrusion. The main problem on these boats and these ECMs or PCMs is low voltages that will corrupt the microprocessor, the memory, the flash memory, and damage our other components because of low voltages that I am very prone. And I mean, I'm an expert on these computers. I know exactly what to do when that is happening. I usually leave the computer running in high RPMs, and this is what I've been trying with this one. If I have a corrupted EEPROM, that will cut, and then it will not run. But that is not the case on this one. I can have it running. I still probably have like maybe 37 minutes or 40 minutes of the computer running, and it still has not done it no, I mean, not even one time. And usually the concern of a corrupted memory, it will happen on high RPMs and not usually an idle. When we have low voltages that can damage other components, we will have a no start, no communication with the scanner, and it will cycle the computer on and off by itself without you touching or doing anything, and sometimes even fire the injectors. So I know those symptoms really well. Now what he has in here. This is sounding for me a problem on the boat. This is the injection pump. Again, it's just a substituted value. You will see how it's cycling, and we can see the oil injection counts. So right here, 25, 26, 27. So based on the RPMs, it's going to inject more oil to keep everything, because this is different setup. It's a 200 EFI. So those are very familiar. They will understand what I'm talking about. But yeah, so everything is here. The firewall references are here. So I don't see a problem with the computer. So I'm going to contact Joe and see what he wants to do. If he wants me to open the computer and refresh it and, do a refurbish on the computer, I can do it. It's here. But otherwise, I will just collect the test fee and then send the computer back to him. Again, that will be his choice. For me, the computer is working 100% good in here. All right, guys, if it's a part two, I will let you know. I will try to as the video go, attach some pictures of the testings that I did that you didn't see, or if I find a wire diagram and I want to share with you, I will put them in here so you guys can access and understand more how this is and understand how this system works. So again, let me contact you. If it's any part two, I will, obviously add it on the bottom, on the description of this video. But otherwise, this will just be a test. As you can see, I take my time to really test and retest and retest and retest to make sure that what I am giving as a recommendation is a correct path for the diagnostician or technician that is working on the boat or on the vehicle. Try to help them out to fix or try to correct the situation that is happening. So this is not just a test in here. I take my time to find wire diagrams, give some recommendations. So this is a very different experience if you send a module for testing and or repair here. Thank you so much for visiting my channel. Don't forget to subscribe. Again, my website is www.mikesalazardiagnostics.com, and that spells MAIC Salazar, SALAZAR Diagnostics. See you next time. Bye bye.